tractor out alone, riders on the storm.
And the music was good and the music was loud.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste.
I'm the king of rock, there is none higher. Some MCs to call me.
Well, good evening, race fans, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV for tonight's season opener of the Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Models. And tonight we come to Sava, Pennsylvania for round number 1 here at the Lernerville Speedway. Good evening, race fans. Brett Wheeler with you for the call as we get set for an action-packed of night. We've got around 26, 27 drivers signed into the virtual pit area tonight. Well, let's take a look at qualifying on the program. Some of the drivers: Scout Neff in Caliber 96, the NLRA, TAC 3 Defense, Sweet Victory Apparel, Majula C, Speed Sharp Entry, Dalton Butcher with a 14.680. Quick time for the moment, a 14.680. Scout Neff waiting for his first lap. Morning, Jada. Welcome everybody to Ultimate Dirt TV coverage of the Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Models. Colton Zimmer, quick time with a 14.654. A 14.654. Scout Neff, who we were watching second, quick with a 14.665. Dalton Butcher third, quick with a make that fourth quickest stage. Luther goes third, quick with a 14.667. The old T-Berry Motorsports Caliber 500. For Team CFM Esports, it's Tyler Berry. Looks like lap number 1 will not count for him, as here goes Joey Reeder in caliber 011. Tyson Banks in caliber 32 on the racetrack. So far, 18 drivers. 18 drivers have made their way onto the racetrack as Tyson Banks goes 16th quick with a 15.115. 15.115. The man that will only get now one lap of qualifying in, or should get one lap of qualifying is that number 500 machine of Tyler Berry. 23, make that now 24. Driver's going to take time. Tyler Berry goes 9th quick with a 14.847. Edward Isaacs. Edward Isaacs in car number 9, the Maxwell. So Maxwell Hearing. Old Daddy's money on the back of the spoiler. The Maxwell Heating and Air. Entry Edward Isaacs in car number 9. Waiting for lap number 1 for Isaacs to come through. 28 drivers in fact that have signed into the virtual pit area. Edward Isaacs going to go 18th quick with a 15.030, 038 it is. Bryson McKelvey in car number 11. Bryson McKelvey in car 11 goes off the racetrack for the people that are joining and for the people that are watching and throwing out the comments and sending messages to the Facebook page. This is Pro Dirt Racing League. You can check them out on Facebook. Type in Pro Dirt Racing League. They have capped their open season. Well, the open season, they've got a capped and an uncapped for R-rating seasons. 25 drivers taking time. This will be the 26th driver. So for people that are wondering, you can check out Pro Dirt Racing League on Facebook and on social media. Lap number 1 for Bryson McKelvey will be this time with the green flag being waved. Less than 60 seconds left on the clock for the moment. Again, a big thank you, of course, Pro Dirt Racing League and Butt Kicker for their support with the series as Bryson McKelvey goes 17th quick with a 15.006, a 15.006. See if he can improve on lap number 2 if he does happen to get that second lap in, whether they get 2 or 3 laps of qualifying. He jumps to position number 10 with a 14.857. 14.857. So well done to Bryson McKelvey. Going to jump up inside the top 10. 26 drivers have officially taken time. Joseph Grandy, Brooks Bennett, the only 2 drivers that were unable to take a lap time. Now, whether they are in race control or not, we'll have to wait and see what happens later on. So wait for the checkered flag to get thrown on this qualifying session. It is about to wrap up, but Colton Zimmer, the man that goes quick time for the Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Model season opener here at the Lernerville Speedway. And let's take a look at your official results before we move into the first of what should be 3 heat races on the program. It is in fact 3, so Colton Zimmer goes quick time with a 14.654. Scout Neff second quick and Sage Luke. They're going to round out your top 3. Dalton Butcher and Matthew Ford going to make up your top 5. Travis Gardner in 6th. Garrett Cooper, Samuel Backman, Tyler Berry, and Bryson McKelvey will make up the top 10 drivers. Heat number 1 of 3 will line up like this. Heat race number 1 will see Colton Zimmer start from position number 1. Position number 2 will be Dalton Butcher. Garrett Cooper lines up at a position number 3. Bryson McKelvey will start from position number 4. Robbie Milburn lines up at a position number 5, and Brandon Starnes lines up at a position number 6. Edward Isaacs lines up in position number 7. Ty Dickinson lines up from position number 8. And Brett Hines will make up the 9 cars for heat race number 1. So wait for the cars to make their way onto the racetrack here at the Lernerville Speedway. You'll see him come up behind the iRacing.com official pace truck. They start to move away now. You can see the pace truck coming onto the racing surface. 2 laps before we go green. And then it will be on Colton Zimmer to lead us off turn number 4. Heat race number 1. Get a big season with the Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Models Thursday evenings, 9 o'clock. You can catch all the action right here on Ultimate Dirt TV live across the social media page, but of course, simulcasted on other Facebook pages, dirtfan.com, World of Thunder Esports, NLRA, Wheeler TV, OzSim Racing, access to over 50,000 followers on social media. Find me another broadcaster that can do that. You won't. Heat number 1. 1 to green, Colton Zimmer and Dalton Butcher. Round 1 for the Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Model, Sava, Pennsylvania. The home of the porch sitters. We get set for the first of 3 heat races on the program. Off turn number 4, we are racing, and your season opener is underway. Down into turn number 1 and 2, McKelvey tried to make a move there on Garrett Cooper. How about Dalton Butcher going to lose a couple of positions, now making only losing 1 position. McKelvey in car 11 will work it back to the inside. Butcher back around the outside. Then you go back to Robbie Milburn in car number 9 as he goes down to the inside the speed wrench. 4-2 graphics entry trying to get by Bryson McKelvey. Bryson McKelvey will hold on to position number 4 as meanwhile we complete 2 in the book, 6 in the run. Heat number 1 of 3. And it's a nearly 8 tenths to make that over. 8 tenths, now 9 tenths of second lead. For Colton Zimmer over Garrett Cooper running in second position. Then you go back to the 38 on screen. That is Dalton Butcher, Bryson McKelvey in car 11 trying to run back down past the 38, but the 38 of Butcher had a look up on the inside of the 24 off Cooper into turn number 1 and 2. Halfway home, heat race number 1. Excuse me, heat number 1 of the Pro Dirt Racing League. Pro late models. Big season ahead for these guys each and every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. You won't find anything else quite like it on a Thursday evening when it comes to late models. 2 laps left to run. It's a 1.3 second advantage for Colton Zimmer over Garrett Cooper. And Garrett Cooper's again he's got Dalton Butcher in car 38. Trying to get by. That's your battle for second and third on screen. 4th place is Bryson McKelvey. Butcher almost into the left rear quarter panel of Colton Zimmer. But Garrett Cooper, Colton Zimmer, your race leader. Just been given the white flag, 1 to run here at Lernerville Speedway. Down into 3 and 4 for the final time. Colton Zimmer going to win. Cooper will come home second. Butcher third. McKelvey fourth. Milburn going to round out the top 5. Then I'll go back to Robbie Starnes, Isaacs, Hines and Dickinson to make up the official drivers in heat number 1. Let's take a look at the official results. Official results for heat number 1. There it is. Colton Zimmer gets the win over Garrett Cooper in second. Dalton Butcher third. Bryson McKelvey fourth. Robbie Milburn rounds out the top 5. Brandon Starnes in 6th. Edward Isaacs in 7th. Brett Hines 8th. And 9th will go to Ty Dickinson. Let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid for heat number 2. 8 laps to distance. Top 5 going through to the main event. Everybody else will go through to the last chance qualifier. Scout Neff lines up from position number 1. Matthew Fort from position number 2. Position number 3, it's Samuel Backman. From position number 4, it's Joey Reeder. Position number 5, Michael Lonis. Position number 6, Jacob Stuyvesant. Justin Robinson lines up out of position number 7. Out of position number 8, it's Aaron Sanders. And Andrew Flincham lines up from position number 9. So again, another 9 cars in heat race number 2. Let's try the different camera angles for different heat races as we move to heat number 2, top 5 to the main event. Everybody else will go to the B main. A 40 lap A main to come later on to wrap up round number 1 of the Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Models here from Lernerville. It's Neff and Fort on the front row. Backman and Reeder row 2. Lotus and Stuyvesant row 3. Sanders and Robinson row 4. And Flincham in row 5 by himself. Ready to go racing. Heat number 1. Heat number 1 is done. Heat number 2 is underway. And Fort and Backman going to go side by side down into turn number 1 and 2. Backman's going to get the advantage in the 007 machine. Fort in car 07. There's contact and Fort going to go off the racing surface 3 wide towards the back of the field. Will stay green here in heat number 2. 1 lap into the books. Reeder trying to get by Backman. He had to check up just a little bit. Lonis back there in position number 4 in car 5. Then the 5th and final transfer position is Justin Robinson as he gets around the outside of Aaron Sanders, who was trying to work down to the inside. Meanwhile, the 5 entry of Lonis Still working that inside groove. Here comes the 007 of Backman. He got by. He got passed by Joey Reeder in turns 1 and 2 there on the previous lap. 5 laps left to run. Scout Neff leading the way. He's got a good margin of 1.4 second advantage almost as they work down into 3 and 4. And you're watching the battle for 3rd and 4th on screen. Backman and Lonas. Lonas in the 5. Backman in the 007 machine. The 5th and final transfer position right now is Justin Robinson in car number 21. He's got the 05 of Aaron Sanders. Trying to make his way directly into the 40-lap A main event here later on tonight. But otherwise, if you don't get inside the top 5, you're going to have to run the consolation race. 3 laps left to run here in heat race number 2. Only 3 heats on the program. 73 of Jacob Stuyvesant just off the racetrack, just a little bit on the back straightaway. Comes back on, no harm, no foul. So far, all barring that one little incident down into 1 and 2 there on lap number 2. It's been a pretty tame heat race for the Pro Late Models, thanks to Pro Dirt Racing League. White flag is out, 1 to go for your race leader. And Scout Neff is already through turn 1, already out of turn 2 and down the back straightaway for the final time. Andrew Flinching going to find himself back in the pits after, well, not getting the heat race that he would have designed, so he'll have to go to a B main, but it is going to be done and dusted. Heat number 1 is done. Now heat number 2 is done, and we will take a look at your official results coming up on screen. Scout Neff gets the win from Joey Reeder in 2nd, Samuel Backman 3rd, Michael Lonas in 4th, and Justin Robinson makes up the 5th and final transfer position for Aaron Sanders, Jacob Stuyvesant, Matthew Ford, Andrew Flincham. They will be finding themselves in a last chance qualifier. As heat race number 3, final heat of the evening here will line up like this, and Sage Luther will start from position number 1. Travis Gardner lines up at a position number 2. Position number 3, it's Tyler Berry. From position number 4, that'll be Troy Johnson. Brock Mosky will start from position number 5, and Luke Hines will start from position number 6. Tyson Banks will start from position number 7. Brian Warner Jr. will line up at a position number 8. And Joseph Grandy will make up what is going to be, or what should be, the 9-car field, but it looks like just the 7 cars. Brock Mosky and Joseph Grandy did not make the call for heat race number 3, so 7 cars on the track. 5 go through, the 2 that are on the racetrack, the other 2 that are remaining, 6th and 7th position, finishing positions that is, will go through to the B main along with 8th and 9th place drivers as well. Wesley, again, that's out of my control, brother. Sucks to see, but that is beyond our control. Heat number 3, pace car to go off the racing surface. Sage Luther and Travis Gardner on the front row. Tyler Berry, Troy Johnson in row 2. Then you go back to Banks, Hines and Warner Jr. That is your 7 drivers. Heat race number 3, and Tyler Berry's already made his way up to the 2nd position, getting a good start behind Sage Luther. We work down through 3 and 4 for the first time of 8 laps. Once again, heat number 3. Berry down to the inside, looking for the race lead. Looks to slide up in front of Sage Luther, but Luther now turns it back underneath and you race off. Turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It's for the race lead. Sage Luther through the middle of the racetrack. Berry around the outside. Tyler Berry's got the lead at the start-finish side. Now here comes Travis Gardner coming up the Sage Luther through turn number 1 and 2, but Luther still holds on to the runner-up position for the moment as they all try to run down. Tyler Berry in car number 500. It's Berry, Luther and Gardner. That's your top 3 on screen. Troy Johnson in 4th. Tyson Banks runs out the top 5. Then you go back to Luke Hines, Brian Warner Jr. Those are the 7 drivers. Problems for Brock Mosky. He actually went to come out on the racetrack, but maybe he was being told that he missed the start. He was not able to come out, so we can see he's 4 laps down, so he'll go to the B main as well. 3 laps left to run out of turn number 4 for your race leader, the 500 of Tyler Berry. Sage Luther, car number 26, still running in the runner-up position. And then you go back to Travis Gardner. Gardner in car number 37 has gone down to the middle of the racetrack through turn number 1 and 2, but Luther's got the run down out of turn 2 up on the top side of the speedway. 2 laps left to run Heat number 3, the final heat race of the night before we move into tonight's consolation race. And then we will have a warm-up followed by a 40-lap main event. Your top 3 on screen has been the pick of the bunch so far. Battle for 4th and 5th down into turns 3 and 4. Johnson and Banks. Johnson, oh, look out, some contact between Johnson and Banks. Banks in the 32 just got into the side of Johnson. White flag is out, 1 to run for your race leader down into turn number 3 and 4. Berry going to protect that bottom side. And now to turn number 4, checkered flag is out. Tyler Berry gets the win. Second will go to Sage Luke. The third of the line is going to be Travis Gardner. Then you go back to Troy Johnson in 4th. Tyson Banks in 5th. Luke Hines 6th. Brian Warner Jr. 7th. 8th will go to Brock Mosky with Joseph Grandy unable to get any laps in, as that is heat number 2 results. I needed heat number 3. There they are. Silly mistake, as there it is. The Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Models Heat 3 results: Berry, Luther, Gardner, Johnson and Banks to the show. Hines, Warner Jr., Mosky and Grandy will go through to the last chance qualifier. And that is up now. C main, in fact there'll be 2. So there'll be 2 B mains, there'll be 10 laps of distance. And there will top 4 from each of them going through to the A main event. And well, let's take a look at the shortened up field for B main number 1. Brandon Starnes lines up from the pole position to the outside of the front row. That is Luke Hines from position number 2. Jacob Stuyvesant in car 73 will start from position number 3. Brett Hines will start from position number 4. Brock Mosky lines up at a position number 5, and Andrew Flincham will line up out of position number 6. So as we can see, the all 6 cars have made it onto Lernerville Speedway. 10 laps to distance. Top 4 going through to the back of tonight's main event. This will line up, of course, the inside row. In fact, this will line up the outside, because this will be 16, 18, 20 and 22. So it'll be a 23 car feature. And if you're wondering why it's not 24, well, it's simple. Because they are running 2 consolation races. It will split the field up into 2. Therefore, having to take the even amount of numbers from both B main number 1 and B main number 2, which will give us, unfortunately, the 23 car field and not a 24 car field. It is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. We've just got to live with it. We've got to deal with it, because we deal with going racing. 10 laps on the board. Lernerville Speedway. Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Models, thanks to Butt Kicker. B main, the first B main of the season. And it's Brandon Starnes leading the way in. Car number 1, the 73 of Stuyvesant, runs in 2nd position. Luke Hines in 3rd. Then you go back to Brock Mosky in that 3M machine in that 4th and final transfer position. Flincham and Hines, that's Brett Hines, is now up to looking to get up to position number 5 in car number 17 as he works around the outside of Andrew Flincham. That's your battle for 5 and 6, but the battle now is going to be on for the transfer spot, because Brett Hines is coming after Mosky. And Mosky in the 3M, unfortunately, didn't get to turn any laps in that heat race. Now having to find himself working in the first of 2 B mains. Your leader is Brandon Starnes. After the completion of the 3rd lap, ball, look out, Luke Hines almost going up the racetrack in car number 17 on the exit off corner number 2. He goes through the middle of the speedway. Everybody fighting the grip through the moisture, through the middle of the racetrack, finding that moisture around Lernerville Speedway. 3rd and 4th position on screen. The 3rd place is the 17 just to the left, and then to the right is that 3M machine. Now flip them up left and right. 3M is Brock Mosky. Brett Hines is 2nd behind Mosky, as Brett Hines will be the first of 2 cars going and being sent packing in this first B main of 2. Mosky down to the inside on Luke Hines, but Luke Hines in car number 17. So one Hines is in, one Hines is out. Will it be the case of both Hines making it into the show, or will Luke get the job done with Brett and Andrew Flincham going back to the pits and getting ready for round number 2? The 73 of Jacob Stuyvesant still trying to track down your race leader, the 1B entry of Brandon Starnes. He'll come off turn number 4. 2 laps left to run here in B main number 1. It's been all Starnes so far since the drop of the green flag. Stuyvesant took a couple of laps to find his feet, find his rhythm, And now he's certainly found that. He's had to run down your race leader of Starnes, but I think time is going to run out for the 73 entry of Brandon Starnes. White flag, 1 to go. Starnes leads the way. Stuyvesant is close, but not close enough to make anything happen. Working down into turn number 3 and 4. Final time, B main number 1. Stuyvesant going to go upstairs. Still not going to be enough to hang on and to get into the race lead, but it will be complete. 10 laps is the distance. 10 laps has been run and won. And Brandon Starnes is going to come away victorious here in tonight's B main. So B main number 1 results coming on screen. So Starnes, Stuyvesant, Luke Hines, Mosky will get the 4 final transfer position. Unfortunately for Brett Steins in 5th and Andrew Flincham in 6th. 2 drivers being sent packing in tonight's B main number 1. B main number 2. It will line up like this. And again, we've scheduled to have 6 cars on the racetrack. How many will come out? 4, maybe 5, I dare say. But Aaron Sanders lines up from position number 1. From position number 2, it's Edward Isaacs. Position number 3 for Warner Racing is Brian Warner Jr. From position number 4, that is Matthew Fort. And Ty Dickinson, I should say, in car 67, lines up out of position number 5. Joseph Grandy, I believe, again, might be in race control, might not be, but we know that top 4 will go through to the A main. Let's see who will those top 4 drivers be. Which driver in this 5-car field will be the unlucky participant to not make tonight's main event. Again, we appreciate each and every one of you tuning in here to Ultimate Dirt TV live across Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We're multiple Facebook pages. Access to over 50,000 followers, and boy, these boys are getting ready for B main number 2. Green flag is out. We are underway. And it's the 05 of Aaron Sanders leading us down into turn number 1. Edward Isaacs in car number 9. Sitting back in position number 2. Battle is on for 3rd and 4th between Fort and Warner Jr. as Fort is going to fend off the challengers, Warner Jr. And the old Scooby-Doo, number 57. Meanwhile, Isaacs and Fort now going to work their way side by side down the back straightaway. Down into 3 and 4. Fort in the 07 machine going to move up to position number 2. Put Isaacs back to position number 3. And almost on the bubble as Fort gets by Sanders. Now Fort up to the race lead. He started outside the second row. And 2.5 laps and he's got to the race lead. So Fort in the 07 showing the way. Isaacs and Sanders go side by side. Sanders has got position number 2. Sanders make that Isaac slides up in front of Warner Jr. But now Warner Jr. looking down low in car 57. Trying to get some insurance positions. He's right on the bubble. And here comes Dickinson. Ty Dickinson in car 67 now. Going to make his way to position number 4. He will slide up on the exit of turn number 2. That'll put Brian Warner Jr. on the outside looking in. And you don't want to be that one car. But Dickinson makes a mistake on the exit of turn number 4. We're halfway home. 5 down and 5 to run. Dickinson struggling now with that race car as the track gets slickened off. These drivers have to adapt to the racing surface. But Matthew Ford, 3.5 laps to go in the final B main of the season opener for the Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Models. Isaacs is under some heavy pressure by Aaron Sanders in car number 05. Although he's just managed to find his way clear. Keep that car nice and straight and driving away from Sanders. But tell you what, Sanders, the old Colonel, he's trying everything on the bottom side of the racetrack. 2 laps left to run, but I don't think anybody's going to have anything for our race leader. He's got almost now, make that a 2.5 plus 2.5 second lead. Matthew Ford in car number 07. 2.5 laps it took him to get to the race lead. And boy, is he driven away from the competition here in B main number 2. White flag is already out. Down the back straight away for the final time. Down into turn number 3 and out of corner number 4. Matthew Ford going to win. B main number 2. Second will go to Edward Isaacs. Third of the line is going to be Aaron Sanders. Fourth is going to be Brian Warner Jr. And Ty Dickinson going to find himself going back to the pits, and he will be out of tonight's B main number 2, and he will be out of tonight's season opener for the Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Models Checkers around. 5-minute warm-up session. We have a look at B main number 2 results coming up on your screen. Matthew Ford, Edward Isaacs, Aaron Sanders, Brian Warner Jr. will get the 4 transfer positions. For everybody else, well, it is time to go home for Dickinson and Grandy. They will take no further part in your season opener. I believe the track is open. We are going to take a quick commercial break. We can see high above the Lernerville Raceway. Beautiful sunset over the background. A beautiful night here in Sava, Pennsylvania. In fact, we're not even going to get that far because I was going to send it to a break, but we are going green flag racing instead. Let's bring up the top of the overlay, the NASCAR overlay. We are ready to go racing. Let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go from back to front for your 23 drivers. Position number 23 is Brian Warner Jr. Position number 22, Brock Mosky. And position number 21, Aaron Sanders. Position number 20 is Luke Hines. Position number 19, Edward Isaacs. Position number 18, Jacob Stuyvesant. B-Main number 2 winner. Position number 17, Matthew Ford. B-Main 1 winner of Brandon Stars from position number 16, Tyson Banks. Position number 15. Position number 14, Justin Robinson. And position number 13, that's Robbie Milburn. Position number 12, Troy Johnson, Michael Lonis. Position number 11. We go to our top 10. Position number 10, it's Bryson McKelvey. From position number 9, Travis Gardner. From position number 8, Samuel Backman. Position number 7, it's Dalton Butcher. Position number 6, Sage Luther. Position number 5, Joey Reeder. Position number 4, Garrett Cooper. Position number 3, Heat 3 winner of Tyler Berry. And your front row for tonight's main event from position number 2, picked up heat race number 2 win, that is Scout Neff, and on the pole. From position number 1, quick time and heat number 1 winner, looking for the clean sweep here tonight, that is Colton Zimmer. Ready to go racing. The drivers will get the Wonder Green signal from race control and the RM binder, the racing flagman. 40 laps is the distance, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to light a fire under these guys and go 40 laps. Can appreciate each and every one of you to tuning in here to Ultimate Dirt TV. Again, we'll get to the messages onto the Facebook page. We'll get them replied after tonight's broadcast. So bear with us, folks. And we know there's a lot coming through about people wanting to know who and how to get involved. Main event time. Green flag is out. 40 laps is on the board, and we are green. It'll be Colton Zimmer to lead the field down into 1 and 2. Neff runs in second position. Berry and Cooper. Cooper goes off the racetrack. Meanwhile, battle on screen between Berry and Neff. Neff going to hold on to position number 2. Berry will find himself sitting back in position number 3. Sage Luther in car 26 as we are yellow. Take a look at the first incident of the night, the first yellow flag. So there's 2 here because Garrett Cooper goes off the racetrack. And tries to get back on, but, oh boy. So here's the 46 entry of Troy Johnson on the inside of Michael Lonis, I believe that is. Gets a little helping hand from behind. And unfortunately for the likes of Troy Johnson, he goes upside down. And for the people that don't know, you can't park there. And on all 4 tyres equals faster. And also, Garrett Cooper on the racetrack equals faster as well. So Johnson will find himself back in the pits calling the virtual tow after being upside down, not being able to get that car back on all 4s. Garrett Cooper is now at the tail end of the field. Lights are still flashing around the raceway the virtual Lernerville Speedway. And don't forget, wherever you're watching from, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, don't forget that like and follow button on the Facebook pages. If you're watching on Twitch, hit that follow button. Again, on the YouTube side of things, hit the thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, all free to watch, of course, as we get ready to go back racing in tonight's main event. Lights are out. Colton Zimmer once again lead the field off turn number 4. Scout Neff runs in second. Tyler Berry third. Joey Reeder fourth. Sage Luther rounds out your top 5. Then you go back to Dalton Butcher, Samuel Backman, Bryson McKelvey, Travis Gardner, and Justin Robinson. And that is your drivers inside the top 10. 23 drivers started tonight's main event. As the lights go back on the racing surface. Race control obviously not happy with something for the moment. They'll bring the lights back on, but again, once we get the 1 to green signal, we'll see what the iRacing official pace truck does, whether the lights stay on, whether they come back on, or whether they stay off. And just keep an eye if it goes off. We're going to go back to the front row, and we will lead them into turns 3 and 4. Looks like it's taking the right-hand turn going off the racetrack, so which means we are going green. Colton Zimmer and Scout Neff, we get back underway. Colton Zimmer will lead us once again off corner number 4. Neff and Berry get a good start now. Sage Luther to the inside on Joey Reeder for that 4th and 5th position right now. Sage Luther has made his way to position number 4, trying to tuck in behind the 500 entry of Tyler Berry. Here comes the 38 of Dalton Butcher. Meanwhile, the 007 entry, Samuel Backman, trying to get a run, trying to find his way inside the top 5. He sits in 7th position for the time being. Your leader is Zimmer, and a handy lead at that. Oh boy, look out, the 11 machine. Oh, no one coming to the wall. We stay green, we keep it all off each other. We go 3 wide through 1 and 2. Now we spread them out back to 2 by 2, 2 by 1 by 2. There's a whole lot of action going on right at the midway pack of this feature field right now. We are 5 laps in, 35 to run. Look at this, 2 by 3 down into turn number 1 and 2. Brandon Starnes trying to get by as he just slips back just a little bit. Look at this 2 by 2 action here down the back straightaway into corner number 3 and 4. Justin Robinson in car number 21. Robbie Milburn, car number 9. He's in position number 9. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13th position on the racetrack. Meanwhile, Gardner in car 37 to the outside of Robinson. He goes down into 3 and 4. And Gardner's got this hooked up on the top side of the racetrack. Now comes after Robbie Milburn for that 9th position. And that's the 9 car on screen. We'll continue to put another lap into the books. 8 down, 32 to run. Dalton Butcher in position number 6, trying to get by Joey Reeder to move up into the top 5. Samuel Backman in the 007, biggest mover through the field. In fact, we've got 3. Matthew Ford up 6 positions in 11. Aaron Sanders up 6 in 15th. And also Brian Warner Jr. up into 17th. That is up 6 positions as well. So 3 drivers have moved their way through this field. Michael Lernerville falling back to position number 22. That's minus 11 for him as we go yellow. So the old trusty NLRA instant replay will come out and show us exactly what happened here. Michael Lernerville, Tyson Banks. So Lernerville in the 5. Ooh, that 24 just come down just a little bit. I wonder if that was Tyson Banks. No, Banks. Yes, it was. Banks is in the 32, so this is the different incident. Ooh. Ouch. How you doing? Tough break for Tyson Banks. And that will, of course, bring on the yellow flags here once again at the Lernerville Speedway. So this really is going to be a race for a top 5 between these 3 drivers. Top 5 drivers, but for the moment, it is Zimmer, Berry, and Neff, Luther. They've got the first 2 rows. Lights are out. We'll see if they stay out. We'll see if we're ready to go back racing here at Lernerville. Field is set. 10 down, 30 to go. Let's get dirty for the remainder of the 30 laps. And then once again, it's going to be Zimmer rolling around the top side of the racetrack. Scout and F tried the inside on Tyler Berry in 1 and 2. Will he do the same in 3 and 4? You bet your bottom dollar he will. Neff and Berry. Berry's got the run now. Here comes Sage Luther in car 26 around the outside. Scout and F just stuck on the bottom side for the time being. Now he's got an opportunity to come up, and that's exactly what he does. So he'll get back to the top side. And the top 4 just tuck in line, nose to tail. Though Sage Luther had to change his line, alter that line, down to the bottom into 1 and 2. He goes, Luther trying to get by Net. That's your battle for the final spot on the podium. Meanwhile, Dalton Butcher and Joey Rita side by side. Butcher's got 5th momentarily down into turn 3. Rita, Butcher just slid up just a little bit and of course had to back out of it. Here comes Bryson McKelvey up to position number 7. So it's the battle of the 11 and the 011. Then you go back to the 007 along with the 07. So there's some close numbers, close quarter racing here at Lernerville. 26 remain. And again, Scout Neff still trying that inside. Sorry, Sage Luther trying the inside line on Scout Neff into turn number 1 and 2. He'll now go to the cushion, down into turns 3 and 4. He looks to get the momentum and the run down on the 96. But again, Sage Luther, he dives it deep down into 1. He looks for the grip down to the bottom side. He's got it, but no. Neff in car number 96 was still able to power back around the outside as Tyler Berry tries to run down Colton Zimmer for your race lead. Half a second between first and second for the moment. And you can see a lot of these drivers, they are going everywhere. Top, bottom, you're going a slider line. You've got the middle part of the racetrack going to every inch. Oh, no, look out. The 9 of Robbie Milburn around and off the racetrack. We go yellow. Boy, right place, right time for our cameras. Robbie Milburn. He's going to be the unlucky participant in that one. It was the 007 of Samuel Backman. Just had to check up and then Milburn gets into the back of him. Backman keeps it going, although... Ooh. The 9 of Milburn never stops, so I wonder if he's going to get his spot back, just saying. We'll come back to live pictures. You can see just going to get some running repairs done. So guys, obviously you can see the damage being fixed on the number 9 machine, which obviously will send him to the tail end of this field. So from what we can see, one quick repair. You know what, sometimes it's rightfully so, because sometimes you can just be at a place where you've got nowhere to go. Right, here we go, 22 to go. We are back underway. Whoop, that shouldn't have happened. (22) make it 21.5 to run. Luther under some pressure by Dalton Butcher in car 38. That's the orange, white, and blue entry working through the middle of the racetrack. Joey Rita around the outside of them, and Bryson McKelvey and Matthew Ford in that 07. Oh no, look out, some contact in the middle of 1 and 2. We stay green. How about the Scooby-Doo entry of the Scooby-Doo car of the 57 of Brian Warner Jr. Dead last, position number 23, and he is up to position number 7. He is a man on a mission for the moment. He is driving the wheels off that thing. We're halfway home, 20 down, 20 to go. We'll make it 19 to go. Brian Warner Jr., biggest mover through this field. Oh no, problems. Problems for Colton Zimmer. Don't tell me he's gone on his own, because he's going to absolute cop it. So this is the battle for the top 3. Berry, Neff, Zimmer. Oh, Berry. Ouch. So he definitely didn't go on his own. Definitely had a helping hand from Tyler Berry. So you would dare think, again, these drivers do have that option of a quick repair, so he'll make his way into the pits, and of course we'll get the, see the 500 stop there, just on the top. The 32 of Tyson Banks somehow managing to do donuts on the in the pits. So a bit of luck for the 96 entry of Scout Neff. Tyler Berry will go to the tail of the field. And we are, again, just past the halfway point. Once we go back green, we'll have 21 down with 19 to go. Season opener for the Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Models. Thanks to Butt Kicker as well for their support with the series. Again, don't forget, check out Pro Dirt Racing League on Facebook and on the social media pages. So once we get these fields, once we get the field line back up and ready to go racing, so I'm not sure why. Okay, there we go. So Colton Zimmer's going to the, it's going to the back. Obviously, will not get his spot back. Of course, probably rightfully so, seeing as that he was involved in the caution, unfortunately. But for the moment, Scout Neff and Sage Luther. That's your front row. Ready to go back racing. Green flag goes out, 19 remain. And it's Scout Neff from Sage Luther, Dalton Butcher, that's your top 3. Joey Reeder in 4th, Brian Warner Jr. in the 57. He's got a top 5 position for the moment. Plus 18, now make it plus 16. He's going to lose a couple of positions. He's going to lose more than a couple. Look out, some contact. Car off the racetrack. That's the one machine of Brandon Starnes. And that had all sorts of everything in turn number 1 and 2. Some drivers. Some drivers getting caught up. So Brandon Starnes in car number 1. Let's take a look at the NLRA instant replay. Just gets into the back of the 73 of Jacob Stuyvesant. And it was the 46 of Troy Johnson who had nowhere to go, but unfortunately for Brandon Starnes in car number 1, up on his lid, off the racetrack, means the yellow is out, which also means that he will now have to call a tow back to the pit area. And we shouldn't be too far away from getting this race back underway again. Round 1 of the Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Models. Week number 2, of course, we'll go to I-55 next week, followed by round 3 at Cedar Lake Speedway. Round 4 will go to Eldora. Round number 5 will be at Lucas Oil. And then to wrap up the 6-week season, we will head to the dirt track at Charlotte for championship night. So still got a fair bit of racing to come here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Tomorrow night, the American Dirt Series 360 Wing Sprint Cars return, and we are here right here at this very racetrack, Lernerville Speedway. But for the moment, we're ready to go back racing for the Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Models. And Luther trying the inside once again on Scout Neff, but Neff's got the advantage. Dalton Butcher plus 4 positions. Up to position number 3. Oh, no problems for the 11 of Bryson McKelvey. And these drivers just getting a little heated under the collar. Getting a little frustrated for the moment. So it starts with McKelvey in the 11. Troy Johnson as well involved in car 46. So keep an eye on that pink and black 11. Just gets in the back of Rita. Warner Jr. has nowhere to go. The 24 car. Well, there's Johnson as well. So again, drivers just getting a little edgy for the moment. But yeah, we've got a big week coming up here on Ultimate Dirt TV, and of course next week. And a big month to 6 weeks of racing. So the American Dirt Series 360 Wing Sprint Cars around 7 tomorrow night, Friday night from 10 o'clock Eastern. Around 7 we'll have the rest of their season right here each and every Friday night. Next week we have the Stars Motorsports UMP Modifieds and Super Late Models. That will be Wednesday night. So Monday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday for the moment is open. Of course, Thursday we are booked at 9 o'clock with the Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Models for the next, after tonight, next 5 weeks. But then also starting May 2nd on Tuesday night. So in about 2.5 weeks time. 2.5 weeks time, it is the 2023 World of Outlaws Late Model Butt Kicker Qualifying Series for the Pro World Championships. Yes, I've been in it. Not the late models, have been in the sprint cars, and we covered the Sprint Car World Championship Pro Qualifiers last season, and boy, did we see some fantastic racing. As we're going to see, hopefully, some more fantastic racing here with the Pro Late Models. We continue on with ticking off. Lap number 25 is in the books. Dalton Butcher has got back to position number 3. How about Matthew Ford in car number 07? Again, picked up B-Main number 2 when he's up to position number 5. Brian Warner Jr. still plus 16 positions in 7th spot, and that's that Scooby-Doo car just to the right of your screen. Trying to get by Travis Gardner in that 37X machine, but Matthew Ford trying to get by Joey Reeder. And Reeder drives it deep into turn 3 and 4. Reeder's going to hold on to that 4th position for the moment. But for the time being, out in front, Scout Neff leads from Sage Luther and Dalton Butcher. That's your top 3. More than likely, if things go right for those top 3 drivers over the next 12 laps, there's a good chance that we might just be talking to those 3 drivers later on this evening as we go yellow. So that may just change just yet. So once again, yellow on the racetrack. Troy Johnson in car number 46 we are looking at. So 3 wide, Zimmer shot around the outside, 3 wide down the back straight away. And just got over the edge of the racetrack into the concrete wall, and safe to say, Troy Johnson, it doesn't move. It does not move. It's as simple as that, but look guys, it is what it is, and we are 12 laps away from having this race been completed. And I'm sure right now Scout Neff would just love just to get these final 12 laps, or make that 11 laps. I'm pretty sure it'll go back to 12 because the yellow came out when it was on 12, so there should be 12 laps left to run. No, in fact it will be 11. So Sage Luther on screen in car number 26. Driver sitting in the runner-up position in the bridesmaid spot. And the bride out in front in car number 96, your race leader for the moment, is Scout Neff in car 96, Sage Luther. Dalton Butcher, Joey Reader, that's your top four. The 07 of Matthew Fort, the 57 of Brian Warner Jr., that's 5th and 6th position on the racetrack. That'll be row 3. Travis Gardner, Justin Robinson, row 4. Row 5, Jarrett Cooper, Jacob Stuyvesant, Aaron Sanders, Colton Zimmer. Back up to position number 12. How far can he get in that 09 machine? Of course, he was our early race leader. He was the man that was trying to take the sweep here tonight, but it's a long way to go if he wants to have that sweep done. Meanwhile, Butcher trying to make the pass on the 26th entry of Luther through 1 and 2. He'll now get in line up on the top side of the racetrack through 3 and 4. Warner and Fort battling for positions number 5 and 6, and now you throw in Travis Gardner as well. Was going to be a 3-car battle, but now Warner Jr. He has got Robinson and Zimmer. As Zimmer again in that 09 machine trying to come through this field. 1 car off the wall. That's off the racetrack. That's the 24 of Garrett Cooper. And we go yellow. I'm going to say these yellows might just be helping the 09 of Colton Zimmer here, because he was able to pick up 2 or 3 positions before we ended up having another caution. So take a look at Garrett Cooper, Samuel Backman, Garrett Cooper in the 24, Samuel Backman in that 007 machine. So there is, in fact, it's the 124. Garrett Cooper just goes off the racetrack, and Backman sort of nowhere to go. Was just running his line, unfortunately. Again, just a case of drivers falling off the racetrack here at Lernerville. So we'll go back to the 9 to go. And then once we go back green, it'll be 8 to run. So lights are still on the iRacing.com official pace truck. So I dare say with inside the last 10 laps, we could be single file. Scout Neff, Sage Luther, Dalton Butcher, your top 3. Joey Reader, 4th. Matthew Fort, 5th. Travis Gardner, Brian Warner Jr., 6th and 7th. Colton Zimmer, 8th. Justin Robinson, 9th. Aaron Sanders rounds out the top 10. Flashing lights around Lernerville Speedway. We'll send it back to 9 to go, and there'll be 8 laps left to run once we come past the start-finish line. There it is, right on cue. And again, the single file restarts coming out inside the final 10 laps. Green flag is back out and is essentially what is a heat race distance away from completing the season opener for the Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Models. Neff and Luther run to the top side through 1 and 2. It was Butcher to try the middle of 3 and 4. Matthew Ford in the 07 trying to get by Joey Reader. Trying to pick up one more position inside the top 5. Gardner and Zimmer, as Zimmer goes around the outside of Gardner. Gardner going to get shuffled back to position number 7. Colton Zimmer. Oh boy, he nearly got into the back of Matthew Ford in the middle of turn number 3 and 4 there. Now Zimmer down to the inside. Zimmer jumps back up inside of the top 5 momentarily. Slides up in front of Ford. Ford has to back out if he does so. But the yellow is out, which means Zimmer is going to have to give that spot back. Watch out, it's the 11 entry of Bryson McKelvey stuck in the middle of turn number 3 and 4 off the racing surface. The NLRA instant replay coming up here. So it was near the back of the field. Garrett Cooper there on the 1-2-4, and I am not even going to pretend to know what happened on that one. So Zimmer back to position number 6. One spot out of the top 5. Just a handful of laps remaining. I doubt he is going to get into a podium, but there's a very good chance. A very, very good chance that he will make his way into the top 5 unless tragedy strikes. That 09 machine, a man that started on pole. He took out the quick time award And also took out heat race number 1 Honours, but he's had a real tough go of it in this feature race. G'day, mate. What's going on, Patsy? Surely we're up for some snow runner tonight, right? Surely. 5 remaining. Lights are out. Neff, Luther, and Butcher. Your top 3. Reader, Fort, Zimmer, Gardner, Warner, Jr., Robinson, and Sanders. We're back underway. 5 laps left to run. And again, I'm sure Scout Neff is going to try and get these laps done as quickly as possible. Keep an eye on the 09 of Colton Zimmer now down to the inside on Matthew Fort, down into 3 and 4. Zimmer goes through the middle. Fort's got that run 3/4 of the way up the racetrack. 4 laps left to run. Zimmer's got an opportunity to get inside the top 5, but he needs to make quick work of Fort and or Reader. That's Fort now down to the inside on Reader, down into 3 and 4. Fort's going to slide up. He's going to go side by side. The outside line is left open for the 09 of Colton Zimmer. 3 to run. And Zimmer looks around the outside. He backs out of it, back out of it. And Joey Reader just got moved up a lane. And luckily for Zimmer, yellow comes out, so he's going to be able to get in what should be that 5th position back. Although it will just have to depend on who was 5th at the line. Garrett Cooper, Brandon Starnes, Luke Hines involved in this one. So Hines in the 17. Cooper in the 124, and there you go. Ouch. Hasn't parked, hasn't stopped. But the yellow was out, so... Oh wait, you don't run on Snow Runner? Ah, that's awkward. That really is awkward. So a green-white checker situation for the season opener again tomorrow. Tomorrow night, Friday night, American time, 10 o'clock Eastern, around 7 of 10. The American Dirt Series 360 Wing Sprint Cars from Lernerville Speedway. Right here on Ultimate Dirt TV, we are picking up the rest of the season for the American Dirt Series and catch all that action right here on Ultimate Dirt TV live across the social media pages. Yes, I'm very keen. I'll be playing it right after this broadcast, and I'll be playing it all night probably. Honestly, I'm addicted to the game. I can't not play it. Here we go, back underway in tonight's main event. 2 laps left to run. And it is Scout Neff leading from Sage Luther and Dalton Butcher. That's your top 3, and all barring any sort of mishaps from the top 3. I doubt that is going to change at all. White flag is out. 1 to run for your race leader. Down the back straightaway for the final time. The Pro Dirt Racing Pro Late Model season opener. Ladies and gentlemen, Scout Neff is going to be victorious. Sage Luther will come home 2nd. Dalton Butcher 3rd. Joey Reader 4th. Colton Zimmer rallies back to position number 5. Then you go back to Matthew Fort in position number 6. He's plus 11. Travis Gardner in 7th. Brian Warner Jr. in 8th. 9th is Justin Robbins. Then the Colonel Aaron Sanders comes home in position number 10. Let's take a look at the official results coming up on screen here in just a few moments' time. Here they are. Feature race results are up. Scout Neff gets the win from Sage Luther. Home in 2nd position. 3rd will go to Dalton Butcher. Joey Reader 4th. Colton Zimmer 5th. 6th will be Matthew Fort. Travis Gardner 7th. Brian Warner Jr. 8th. Justin Robinson 9th. 10th is Aaron Sanders. 11th Jacob Stuyvesant. Michael Lonis in 12th. Robbie Milburn in 13th. 14th is Tyler Berry. Brandon Starnes in 15th. 16th is Brock Mosky. 17th is Luke Hines. 18th Garrett Cooper. Bryson McKelvey 19th. Samuel Backman 20th. Troy Johnson 21st. Tyson Banks 22nd. And 23rd is Edward Isaacs. Let's go right down into victory lane and chat to your winner here tonight. Piloting car number 96, it is Scout Neff. Scout, congratulations on this victory. You got a little bit lucky in getting the race lead, but once you got to that race lead, buddy, it was smooth sailing out in front.
Yeah, I don't think I could have got it done without what happened between T-Bear and Colton.
And what was going through your mind once you got to the race lead, knowing that you still had over half the race to go, and this track was getting pretty tricky.
I was just kind of sitting back and trying not to get too excited or anything, as I knew I had a fast car. These setups are really fast no matter what the track looks like, but yeah, just trying to stay consistent and not fly over the edge.
Some late yellows there towards the back end of that race. Were you getting nervous at all, knowing that Sage was starting up behind you, or did you knew that he was going to run you clean?
Sage, he's always ran me clean, so I didn't have any problem with him, and the single file restarts kind of let me get away from him.
Yeah, but it would look what a nice way to open up the Pro Dirt Racing League season opener for the Pro Late Models here at Lernerville. You pick up the season opener win. Scout, before we let you go, of course, a lot of sponsors on this race car, a lot of great people behind the scenes. Now is an opportunity to thank each and every one of those people that help you.
Yeah, Nick Leonard, he does a lot. Madrill C-Speed Shop, Blake and Evan put out some really good setups. CFM Esports, Sweet Victory Apparel, they have some really cool shirts and hoodies, cups, whatever. And Robbie Buchanan, he made me the car over at 31 Graphics, VLR, and just everyone over at CFM, they helped me out a lot.
All right, buddy, well done, Lewin. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you, man.
Scout Neff, your winner, ladies and gentlemen, here from the Lernerville Speedway. We'll chat to the man that comes home in second place in car number 26, Sage Luther. Sage, congratulations on the runner-up. Finished him well. You're going to have to settle for that one for the moment, but a good start to the season opener.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with second. A lot of fast guys, even though a couple of them got sent to the back in the early part of the race. But yeah, I'm definitely happy with second place to start the season.
Obviously, before you guys went out for the feature event, it was already slick. There was probably early half of that, well, probably 15, 16 laps of that race. You tried the bottom in 1 and 2. You were getting the run. It was just the drive off the exit off the turn. What point in the race did you decide to did you try and change that up?
Yeah, I ran that bottom because I was a little scared to run up top there in 1 and 2. I kind of struggled going off right there, so I ran it down there at the bottom, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to do much with that, so I finally went to the top when I realized it wasn't really there. Kind of explored back down there and through the middle throughout the race, just because trying to search for a fast lane to catch the guy in front of me, or just play it safe rather than running way up top.
Mate, a couple of late yellows in that one, and a green-white checker to finish off the season opener in this main event. Was there an opportunity, or was there a thought going through your mind that if you got a good restart, that the dive bomb was coming, or were we just sort of going to settle for second, knowing that you guys have got 6 weeks to sort out a championship?
Yeah, I wasn't going to throw too much at Scout, especially after I got that spoiler damage from that car coming on the track. But yeah, I was kind of settling for second.
No, mate, well done on second place here at Lernerville. No doubt, a lot of sponsors, a lot of great people on this machine. I'm sure you want to thank.
Yeah, I just like to thank everyone for putting on this league, and you for putting on the broadcast, Mid-South Mafia, Majula Say Setups, and Braxton Clark for making me this wrap.
Buddy, well done on the runner-up position. We'll see you back next week, round number 2.
All right, see ya.
Sage Luther, ladies and gentlemen, home in position number 2. We'll chat to the man that comes away with the third and final spot on the podium in car number 38. That is Dalton Butcher. Dalton, congratulations on the third place finish here tonight. And I'll tell you what, you had pretty much a top 5 car all night. And all of a sudden you get a little bit of luck and you find yourself in a podium spot. You must be pleased with how this whole night went.
Yes, sir. It was a cluster, to say the least. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on there, but I felt like I had a good car, and like you said, I got a little lucky and came home with the top 3, so I'll take that for night 1.
Man, what was the expectation that you put on yourself coming into tonight in this field? A field of 28 drivers, and where were you going to be happy with coming out at the end of this one?
Yeah, my goal is always top 5, man. Anything less than that, I'm not too happy. So I know we had a pretty good field of drivers tonight, so I'm just happy to come home third.
Of course, we're wrapped up week number 1 at Lernerville. Next week we go to the Federated Auto Parts I-55 Raceway, a tight little bull ring. Will we see you at that one? And if we will, good momentum going into that week. What's your thoughts on that racetrack? How do you think you're going to go there next week?
Yeah, I-55 is one of my favorite tracks, so I'm hoping to get in there and qualify good, which I think it's actually a invert week, so we'll see how that plays out. But I-55 is always a track I enjoy, so I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Well, certainly something to keep an eye on if it is invert week. But Dalton, congratulations on the third place finish here tonight. No doubt a lot of sponsors on this car, a lot of great people behind the scenes that make this possible for you to get around.
Yes, sir. First of all, I got to shout out Tanner Tomasi over at Speed Ranch for hooking me up with the sets. They're always on dig. Shout out my personal team, Kamikaze Motorsports. And shout out to everybody that tuned in to watch tonight. I had a couple people wanted to show up, so appreciate everybody for watching, and I appreciate you for putting on the broadcast, brother.
No, brother, well done on third place. We'll see you back next week at I-55.
Thank you, sir.
There we go, Dalton Butcher, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, home in third place to wrap up the post-race interviews. Again, a big thank you to Pro Dirt Racing League, and congratulations to, of course, Scout Neff, Sage Luther, and Dalton Butcher that come away victorious second and third place here. So that's your top 3 to wrap up round number 1 of the Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Models. Again, a big thank you to, of course, Punt Kicker with their support with the series. Next week, we head to the Federated Auto Parts I-55 Raceway before round number 3 goes to Cedar Lake Speedway. Round 4 will travel to Eldora. Round 5 will be at Lucas Oil, and then week 6 will be the final week championship night at the Dirt Track at Charlotte. All racetracks I am looking forward to. They have provided some good racing in the late models from looking at other leagues and looking at the officials from what I've seen. I'm really looking forward to getting to each and every one of those tracks. So look forward to having your company here next week. And again, a big thank you to everybody who's tuned in live across the social media page. Again, we've got access to over 50,000 followers. We've got nights that are starting to fill up fast. So if you've got a league that wants broadcasted, I'll tell you right now, it's $30 a show. And we're the only broadcast company that has got access to that many followers across the social media page. You will not get any better. We also built 2 overlays into one. Again, we've got the standard overlays, and we also got the NASCAR overlays built for your sponsors. Again, a big thank you to everybody that has tuned in, all the supporters here on Ultimate Dirt TV, whether you've liked us, subscribed, whether you've chatted with us, said hello, said anything in the comment section. We appreciate your support here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Tomorrow night, right around roughly 24 hours time from now, a little over 10 o'clock Eastern, Friday night American time, round 7 of 14 of the American Dirt Series 360 Wing Sprint Cars. Once again, we are right here at this very racetrack at the Lernerville Speedway. Catch all the action with myself, Brett Wheeler, from Ultimate Dirt TV. But until then, on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV and the management behind the scenes, it's time for me to shut up, sit down, and say good night. We'll see you back tomorrow night. Thanks for watching the Pro Dirt Racing League season opener from Lernerville Speedway. Congratulations to Scout Neff.